Drive profile. Welcome to the next level.
Technosoft is known to many as the creators of the awesome shmup series, Thunder Force. But like most promising startups, it had its humble beginnings. The company started from a friendship kindled between two individuals, Naosuke Arai and Tomio Ozono. Arai met Ozono in the winter of his second year in high school. Ozono had opened up the first PC shop in their hometown and had the newest 8-bit computers on display, such as the PC-88. Arai took a fancy to these machines and would hang out at the shop on weekends. Here, he practiced writing in BASIC and made his own games. Eventually, Arai got his own PC as a graduation gift from his parents and became a student of Ozono as a part-time gig. In 1980, Ozono would establish his new game company called Sasebo Microcomputer Center. 2 years later, before the release of their first game, Snake and Snake, the company would undergo a new name, that being Technosoft. In 1983, the very first game in the Thunder Force series was released on various Japanese computers, such as the PC-88 and Sharp X1. This first entry was a multi-directional STG, much like arcade shooters of the time. It also was the earliest to include a story behind the setting of the game. In the original game, the Orn Empire has built a large asteroid fortress named the Dyrodizer to oppose the Galaxy Federation. In addition to its high firepower capabilities, Dyrodizer is supported by shield generators hidden in various locations by Orn, which render the fortress invisible. In an attempt to destroy Dyrodizer, the Galaxy Federation sends their specially designed fighter, the Fire Leo, to locate and destroy the shield generators and defeat Dyrodizer. As side-scrolling views became more popular with game designers, the overhead perspective would slowly become a relic in game design itself. But the folks at Technosoft decided to give players a taste of both worlds with their sequel, Thunder Force 2. Much like the first game, this one also contains a story, as somewhat of a continuation. You see, in this game, the Orn Empire has planned another attack against the Galaxy Federation. Orn's new battleship, named Playalos, has the capability to destroy the planet Rita and take the planet Nippura as their own. However, the Federation is aware that Nippura is used to maintain Playalos when it's inactive, and seeks to destroy it with a new version of the Fire Leo aircraft, Fire Leo O2 Excelsior. Thunder Force 2 has 9 stages, 4 top view stages, and 5 side view stages. Controlling this game is like any other shmup really. C is for shooting, and B is for switching weapons. The top view stages can be a mixed bag to many, and this game in general isn't as popular as the rest of the series, but I still think it has redeeming qualities. The objective of these levels is to destroy 4 bases located on a free roaming map. Your ship is constantly moving no matter what, and you can only shoot in the direction you are facing. Things can be made slightly easier if you grab certain power-ups that expand your range. Power-ups are exclusive to each type of stage, so keep that in mind. Personally, I don't have a real problem with these levels, but if I had to critique it, I would say letting the player stop at will would certainly help, at the cost of altering the game design entirely. Side view stages are definitely my favorite part, and to my surprise, quite challenging too. I'd even say it's quite evil at some points. The game feel is fast, and once you get your ship powered up, it's all thrills from there on. I'd talk about strategy, but the reality is that it's one of those shmups where you want to have all weapons because because you aren't just going to stick with one. There are also points where you might need to dodge an obstacle or take a certain path. Weapons include the laser, twin, mega, nova, back, side, and hunch shots. Laser is going to be your friend against bosses, so I'll give you that at least. If a certain stage is giving you trouble, then you can access the options menu by holding A and pressing start simultaneously. In here you can select the stage, increase the amount of lives, turn on rapid shot, or listen to the sound test. Graphically, TF2 is reminiscent of arcade titles of the time, whereas the style has darker shades of basic colors commanding its palette. These days, I still think it looks good, although it's easy to see graphical remnants of arcade titles. On the audio side, Technosoft had applied their prior experience working with the PC-98, which contained a cousin chip known as the YM2608. All the music was programmed using Z80 assembly. The female voices you hear when you pick up weapons are done by the ladies of Technosoft's Gal Club, which was an idol group put together to attract the male demographic. As some of you know, the Genesis can output stereo sound, and some tracks do take advantage of stereo panning and detuned choruses, such as the Stage 4B theme, Death's Face. A simple yet effective technique that many composers took advantage of to get a nice layered lead, or to simply create a wide stereo effect. Thunder Force 2 was originally released on the Sharp X68000 in 1988. That same year saw the Japanese release of the Mega Drive. Because Sharp's machine shared the same CPU as Sega's console, Technosoft would import it with relative ease. Thunder Force 2 Mega Drive was released on June 15, 1989 in Japan, and several months later in Western territories. The Swedish version is notable for removing the missiles on the game's cover art, as it was declared as a depiction of violence. The game itself was met with a lot of praise, mainly citing the graphics and soundtrack, with players even purchasing CDs. One of these CDs being the Illusion/Technosoft Game Music Collection, which actually came out a month before the release of the actual game. Anyways, that's it for today. I'll see you next time. Later.